Hello everyone and welcome to our Year with the Ears. This is our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts for an entire year of 2019. Today is day -1.
Now you might be wondering why it's day -1. It should be day 1, but actually this is December 30th. So this is not our first day living in the Walt Disney World resorts. That doesn't start until January 1st. So we're kind of on the -1 and then tomorrow's going to be 0 because day 0 we really started out at Disney World, but we didn't sleep there. It wasn't our start of our year.
No.
And then we went into the year. So day -1. It was a pretty chill day as far as the morning goes. We packed up our car visiting my family in Central North Carolina, loaded up everything that we possibly could. I wish we had pictures of our car. It was unbelievably packed with all of our suitcases and a container and like everything else we could manage to jam in our little sedan.
It was bad.
It was bad. Like it was stuff everywhere like packed around us. But we got it in there and we got on the road for that long drive from North Carolina down to Florida. Not that long. It's not too bad. It's like 10 hours, but still. Felt like forever.
It's a packed car though, so we felt it.
Now, when we got on the road heading down here to Walt Disney World, believe it or not, we didn't have any rooms booked at all. So we were planning to live in the resorts for the entire year and did not have one single room booked when we left on December 30th. So if you plan to undertake something like this in the future, our advice,
don't do what we did.
Yeah, plan ahead. Like get your stuff booked ahead of time because that was stressful.
Very stressful. And we will do a video explaining why that was, but we did have a lot going on before all of that happened. So on our way down, Robert was driving and I was in the passenger seat, tethering from my phone on the Walt Disney World website, trying to find a place to stay. And would you believe it? There was no place to stay at Walt Disney World.
Yep, nothing. Nothing on the 30th and nothing on the 31st either.
No.
We just kept looking. There's nothing on the website. So I was like, okay, well, there's nothing there. But we're DVC members, right? So like, there's got to be some DVC rooms available, some type of room, like a 2-bedroom or something. Since we have to stay in them all anyway, like why not? So I called up the DVC member services, and I had like my earbuds or whatever, and we're waiting on them to answer, and they answer, and then they're like, rooms for tonight? It's like, yeah, like, no, there's nothing tonight. Like, okay, well, what about tomorrow night? Like, yeah, there's nothing tomorrow night either. Like, okay, what about the 1st? Yeah, there's nothing for the 1st either. So what about the 2nd? And so finally they said, okay, well on the 2nd, we can get you the 2nd and the 3rd at Old Key West in a studio. I was like, okay, fine, we'll take it. We'll get something because we have nothing at all at this point. So I had them book those 2 nights on our points and we had something, but we still needed something for the 30th, 31st, and the 1st.
So after many stressful hours in the car with me refreshing the page over and over and over on Walt Disney World's website, Robert on hold with DVC for any room, that's all we needed. We were gonna stay in 135 room types anyway, so we weren't picky with where we were gonna stay. We needed them all anyway. They didn't have anything. So we went to our backup plan, which was Airbnb. And after searching on there and not having a lot of luck, we did finally find something available, and it was a tiny house.
And honestly, we were kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this, but it was pretty cheap. And it was in North Orlando, so it was a little bit further of a drive to Disney World from the tiny house, but you got your own tiny house. It wasn't like shared or anything. So it was like, okay, well, it's an experience, right? It's a new experience. So we booked it for the night of the 30th, so we had somewhere to sleep that night. And then we booked it for the night of the 31st, just in case we couldn't find a Disney resort. And we did not book it for the night of the 1st, because we were like, we've got to find something like on Disney property.
Hopeful.
We got to start the year. Like something's going to come up. So as we're doing that, we're driving. I had Alyssa log into the Disney Vacation Club website, and we're almost down to Orlando at this point. She started looking again, and thankfully, another night in the studio at Old Key West came up. So we were able to get January 1st at Old Key West in the studio, and then we had 2 different reservations. We had them merge them later on and all that, but we actually had the 3 nights we needed at Old Key West for the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd to start the year. So we knew we at least had somewhere to stay for the first 2 nights in a tiny house, and the next 3 nights at Old Key West. And that was really all we had at that point. We didn't book anything else that day because we were just so relieved to have somewhere for the first 5 days we were there.
So at 11:45 that night, we pulled into the tiny house. It was extremely dark, but there were Christmas lights all around. It was really pretty. There was actually a lake right behind the tiny house. We had a beautiful view, And then we walked inside, and I think I was more excited about staying there than you were.
You're also like 7 inches shorter than I am. So.
I mean, this is true. So I was quite comfortable in there, and I thought it was a lot of fun. It was actually really adorable. I loved it. I'm glad we didn't stay more than 2 nights. It was cool. We did it once. We can say we did it. That was an experience.
I have experienced a tiny house.
Yeah.
I will not live in one. I am preferring not to vacation in one. But you know, given the choice between a tiny house and the Tower Studio at Riviera, I would still take the Tower Studio at Riviera because the tiny house I hit my head a lot. So that was, and I'm only 5'10". Like that's not even. It's nothing.
Small.
And I hit my head like
it was
6
cute.
times.
I loved it. Again, it was adorable. I'm glad we had a place to stay that night. We didn't sleep in the car.
We didn't sleep in the car. That's a plus.
I mean, when you compare those two, it's actually a really great thing.
Especially when you consider that we literally had no other options on Disney property. I mean, we could have
Or
gotten a
much for
hotel.
Airbnb anyway.
I checked some of the Disney Springs hotels too, and there was nothing there. So I mean, we were really, really stretching it to find something there. But thankfully, we got something. We got down there right before midnight, and that was the beginning of our year-long adventure. So it was quite the eventful start, and the next day we did plan to go to the parks and do some stuff there, and we'll talk about that in tomorrow's video.
So after that crazy drive down, all that stress, it can only get better from here, right? That's the goal.
Maybe.
So we'll see you tomorrow.
For our Year with the Ears.